What's happening? In this episode, we talk about eating ass, living longer, dying, and a whole lot of other shit.
I didn't think you were actually going to say it.
Welcome to episode 40 of the No Rep podcast. I'm here with Jordan, who most definitely will say something controversial, and I'm here with Evan, who will probably recite a quote out of a book that he's read one day. I don't know if you've seen last week's podcast. I wasn't here. We had Primark's answer to fucking Professor Green on, who decided to slag me for having ginger hair and specs. I don't understand what your problem is, mate. Don't ever come to my podcast again and fucking try and give you it tight.
You have fucking
three men with beards are sitting there. Do you know that two or three men
from
have
0 to 100 miles an
two
hour.
or three men have a beard because they're hiding a weak chin. So
Right,
you can decide between the threes what two that is, right?
Right, hold on,
How we
right.
doing anyway, boys? What's happening?
So
Did you miss me?
before we started this, right, I'm headphone Joe today, and it's very weird with the headphones on.
Is
I'm
it?
going to take them off. Right, but before that, before we entered,
I'm
the
shocked.
room, Danny was like, "Do you mind if I kick this podcast episode off?" And now we know why.
Well,
I knew you've been sitting staring at the fucking
bubbling,
boy,
He's
didn't that,
been
ain't you?
bubbling.
You've been prepping
how
that
dare
boy.
you use that I'm not here, right?
Well, one thing that you did, fucking floppy disk over here.
No,
One
I'm only
thing
kidding
that,
on. I'm only kidding on. Sergeant. Was it Sergeant Notorious? Sergeant Plum? Sorry, Notorious Plumber. Sorry, mate. You seem like a nice guy, mate. So I'll see you next time.
Never sit in my seat again.
Bye, never again.
the one thing that you didn't, or that you failed to try
Oh,
and squash
hold
was
on,
the
hold on,
Warhammer
hold on.
thing. So that still
So
stands.
let's address this, right? So I'm sitting in a car with Jord. We're coming back for Shawlands one day, and I get into the left hand side, the passenger side, like door,
What
and there's a
bullshit are you
Warhammer
making up?
toy.
It's fine.
Right? I didn't really say it. I just kind of laughed at him, right? He's like, he didn't really say much yet. We didn't talk about it. So then he's come on here first when he knows I'm doing South Shields with my mentor. And he decides to try and make a wee story up. So we know who the real Warhammer fan is.
Right, whatever.
All right.
So what are we talking about? What's happening?
What is that? Did you get the message through on your phone for the government?
Did.
Yes.
What do you think of that?
Forgot about it. Almost died.
Yeah.
It was fucking. It's like zombie apocalypse vibes, isn't it?
It is.
But there's two things I think about when this all sort of came up. Is that one, the tinfoil hat went on. I was like, is it this the Matrix are sending you fucking notifications? Is it just another form of like a variation of lockdown? Like, is it another way to try and control people? But the other side of it is like, is it probably not really that big a deal? But everybody has phones, everybody has smartphones, everybody has numbers. See if O2 want to text you, they'll text you.
Yes.
See if Vodafone want to text you, they'll text you. Like, it's not really that big a deal pumping out a mass message to the masses, really, is
No,
it? Like,
it's not. But I'm like, right, it's probably down to the timing because obviously when the full, I don't even like saying because flag the full virus was happening, right? Would that not been a good opportunity to be like, oh, let's get this running now? But now other stuff's happening with Russia. And I feel like now we're getting it. Why?
Yeah.
Because when you read it, it's like if there's a threat, there's no like they're saying, oh, if there's like something goes on, it's if there's a threat.
I think
Do
they
you
were
know what
trying
I'm
to mask it
saying?
up
Like,
with the whole
why now?
weather warning thing, weren't they? It's like, oh, severe weather warnings in case it's like, mate, what? Talking about
It's
weather
like Britain.
warnings?
We get a bit of harsh rain.
That's it, wee bit of snow. It's
Wee
not
bit of
even
snow.
that bad.
But did you see the thing that it was? And I'll probably butcher this fact, but it's something to this effect that it was Toshiba that were contracted to do this alert or work on it, whatever, and then it was subcontracted to a company that's owned by Rishi Sunak's wife.
Oh yeah, that's
Aye.
right. That's right. Yeah.
Do you know
Keep
what I
it
mean?
close, mate. Keep
So
it
it's
close.
all, in my opinion, Tory fucking corrupt nonsense and stuff as well. But,
Anything in politics, though, all the power's kept within that circle. That's it. So
jobs
it's all,
to the boys.
Yeah,
Jobs
exactly.
to the boys.
It's all. Let's face it, man.
See,
See if
now,
I
mate,
was in jobs,
100%.
you'd have a job. You'd have a job.
100%.
Paul would have a job.
Well,
Everyone would. You know what I mean?
I would like a title.
Exactly.
It's just like within any business or any company, like people who are matey, party with the CEOs and all that, the managers, they're the ones that are getting the wage rises, they're the ones that are getting promotions, they're the ones that are playing golf with them at the weekends, talking about golf. Have you seen Live Golf?
You're on
Have you seen this?
fire.
Hold on. No.
He goes away to South Shields.
Everyone slow down. Slow down. Right, I'm going to paint the picture, right? I'm going to paint the picture because right now, Danny's, you're, what's he on right now? Right? You're on some bullshit in a minute, right? So,
I've been meditating.
we'll be somewhat candid with the audience, shall we, right? We don't totally come in off the top of like what we're going to talk about, right? We kind of have a loose idea, right? And we went, so before this podcast, we're going to talk about X, Y, and Z. And you're now trying to play it off cool as cucumber. And what about this? What
There's
about
a lot
that?
of freestyling.
I want you to stop it, right? Because you're making us look bad.
Sorry.
Stop being so good.
Okay.
Stop being good at podcasting.
But anyway,
Live Golf.
No, I don't
Like,
actually know.
excellent.
I actually
So
don't
I'm
know
scrolling through
most of
TikTok
this.
and I just scroll through it, and I've been getting a lot more golf stuff popping up on my TikTok. So there's somebody sitting in this crowd is just all around about him, and they're like, he's at the watering hole and it's an Aussie accent. I'm like, what is this? What's happening here? And they're all chanting. I'm like, right away that's how it drew me in. I'm like, why are people chanting at golf? You're meant to be like, hush, quiet, you can't speak. Don't, if anybody makes a noise, they get papped out and all that. It's dead, like it's
Formal.
boring, it's formal, right?
Yeah.
So all this is happening, but it looks like a proper event. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, what's going on? And then takes the shot, hole in one, man, and the crowd goes mental.
Aye.
Beer cans getting flung, bottles getting flung. It just goes complete carnage. Cut Kaiser's there and all that. And I was like, what is this? And I just went on a pure just flicking through, like, trying to figure out what this Live Golf is. Basically, came out a few years ago, and it's like the kind of answer to PGA, but it's like exciting, it's fun. They're trying to like change how
do we
it
make
is.
golf fun?
Because the thing about golf's been about for ages. Old white men are in charge of what happens in golf, and golfers can't. They've not got the rights to like their footage and all that. They need to buy it off the PGA to use it on their profiles and on their
Is that right?
Instagrams, done it. So just everything they kind of do, and it's, let's be honest, man, golf is quite boring. I'm sorry if anybody plays golf.
Folk
I
love
like
golf.
golf,
Golf,
right? I like golf and I can play it, but it's quite a boring sport, right?
You can't
Like,
play golf.
actually, I'm really good at golf.
You can't play golf.
I've been playing golf since I've been that height, and now I'm that height.
Yeah.
So I just think basically the reason I'm bringing this up, right, is because it shows you that there's a lot of things that kind of stand the test of time, and the way golf's been played like that for 100 years, say, right? But now somebody with money comes out, has an idea, let's fucking change this up a wee bit, and I feel like that speaks to the type of people we have in the world now, like people who are like us are grown up, right, and we are getting into places of money and places of power and places of decision making, and I feel you're going to start to see things like that happen in other sporting events and that. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think it will take over, but it will
It won't
certainly
take
be
over. PJ will still be
yeah, it'll
the
still be the
top
top.
Do you
boy,
think
but
like if it's not broke, you shouldn't fix it, kind of thing? Do you know
Yes
what I mean?
and yes and no, because you need to develop with the time sometimes as well, don't you? Like so, like I mean, the way basketball's been played forever, it's been the same way. The way football's been played forever, it's the same way. Things change and things evolve, but like the sport at its core remains the same, such as golf, such as boxing, like whatever.
Yeah.
It's always the same, but you are going to have these kind of spin-offs that quite a lot of the time they come and go.
Do you know what was class? Speaking about basketball, do you remember that basketball? But it was with trampolines.
Trampolines, I
Was
knew
it
you were
called
gonna
like
say that.
Smash Ball or
I
something?
knew
like
you were
that?
gonna
Do you
say
remember
that.
it? It looked amazing.
Exactly. So that's like a variation of that, where it's
Aye.
just quick, it's fun.
what's it, boxing? You've got all
but
the
it died.
celebrity boxing matches now and
Yeah,
YouTube
there's
boxing.
tag boxing
Yep.
What?
as well, like KSI and that kind of crowd
Tag
are doing
boxing?
tag team boxing.
I've not
aye.
seen this.
I don't quite know the logistics of how it works.
Fuck off.
But
boxing?
yeah, no, it's a thing now.
Wow.
But again, it's just I thought it's you hit the nail on the head. It's speaking to like consumers now.
Aye.
They want just in my opinion, nonsense.
Ah.
I'm happy.
That's
It's
it.
entertainment.
It's attention
entertainment.
span. It's attention
Entertainment.
span.
I'm happy
Like-
with golf the way it is. I don't play it, but do you know what? It's fine.
Well, it's much the same as like Dana White's spin-off of the
Slap.
the Power Slap League. But the thing is, they've actually got them all. So know how like the Ultimate Fighter, where it was like the reality show, they put all the fighters in the same house. People get eliminated throughout the weeks. They'd all fight in a tournament. They're filming the
tough.
exact same thing,
It's tough.
right? But with the Power Slap League. So they're getting in all these guys that are power slap athletes, but
Mad-
they're all just fucking
mad Russians,
alkies, man,
like-
and pure trailer park dads and like stupid bams that it's almost like people like because the UFC keep posting and they keep tagging like and collaborating with Power Slap, and then when you go into the comments of any time that happens, because I don't follow Power Slap but I follow UFC, and then when you go into the comments when they collaborate, it's, every comment is all like, this is bullshit, I don't follow Power Slap, I follow UFC, I'm ready to unfollow yous all. Like it's constant negative
feedback, whatever.
feedback. However, people are watching still.
Yeah.
The views on these slaps are through the roof, and it's like it's a fucking wild sport, man. But that again is like a spin-off thing of the thing. It's just entertaining, it's quick, it's like what can we do to make people as brain dead as possible?
And I'm going to kind of change the subject here, go back to it, but we were talking about the comments, right? So I was watching Two Bears podcast, but Bart and
Tom
Segura, and I just kind of saw. We're going to get them on, aren't we?
Yeah.
I just kind of saw the first 10 comments and they're all negative, man. They're all just pure slating them. And I'm like, you've clearly sat and watched the full podcast through. You clearly follow them. You clearly know all about them because they were saying things about them and all that. He's getting worse with this. He's getting worse with that. Why are you watching it?
Mate.
To then just give shit?
Mate, it's not right. So see, I think about this a lot, right? Because the first thing I do when I watch almost any videos, I check the comments. Whether it be YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram, I always click on the comments just to see what people have said. I don't know why. It's just like a.
So I don't need to click the link. I want
to like see the comments.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know why. But anyway, wait, what? What are you talking about?
So see if it's like a lad Bible thing that's been shared or something. I go into the comments
to see what happens.
So I don't need to click on the link.
Yeah, right. I got you. Yeah, exactly. Right, exactly like that. And see when you see all these like endless negative comments, I genuinely in my head don't even have like it doesn't even strike me as a reality to like comment something negative on somebody's post.
I would never.
Like it doesn't even make sense to me. Like I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely don't get it. But then most people would agree. However, most of the shit you see is fucking negative comments.
Totally.
Is that just because either they're getting more reacted to, right, or maybe the algorithm pushes them?
Yeah, it's
the
not
ones
that
you
there's
see?
more of them necessarily,
what I
but
mean?
it's just the ones that you see. It blows my mind. I don't understand what someone has to have within them to sit and type. Because see, when you go on YouTube, see the longer the format of the thing, the longer the format of the negative comment generally, right? And if you go on YouTube, people will be like writing sentences about, nah, this is shit, or this was this, or this was that. And I'm like, what? Have you not got, like, genuinely, like, another video I'll go watch or something? Like,
do you have things to do?
Not even something better to do, but just, like, just scroll the next video.
100%.
It doesn't make any sense to
There's
me.
no video in the world that could ever be created would make me comment on it. Genuinely.
Negatively.
Negatively. Negatively. But positively, I
Oh,
don't fucking care what anybody's up to. Do you know what I mean? I actually fucking go do your own thing and understand this is obviously what social
Unless
media.
it was about cats.
He didn't comment about me getting engaged either.
I liked it, but
he did like it. It's the
No,
only
actually,
it's the only post he liked. To be fair,
That's not true. That's not true. I think I commented on Katie's. Right. Right. But see, like,
Mr. Eva, don't see your stories on it.
I don't see your stories, but see comments are
full of
like,
shit.
what's going through your brain?
That's
I know.
crazy.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what do you actually get from that? Like from commenting negatively, like, it's fucking whatever else on people's stuff. Just stay in your own lane.
But it's just probably because, like, that's probably all they see, isn't it? So
Folk
they
get
probably see the
triggered.
negative side. No, the negative people leaving the negative comments. Their attention's on the negatives probably most of the time. So they just see all that and they write about that. Unfortunate, but
What? So you think that?
I think they see negatives. So they're seeing all the negatives. So
Some
then
folk are just like that, aren't they?
aye, 100%. It's wait, where you're like, where you put your attention into it. So you can easily focus on more positive things. You can easily focus on more negative things. I mean, I know, just for experience, even like if I'm maybe sitting, sometimes maybe a negative thought will kind of like stroll in, and before I know it, I've gave it a good bit of time. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, fucking hell! Like 15 minutes later, before you know, there's another few negative thoughts in. Just try to catch them into it, but a lot of people don't. So then they become quite negative people, and then it doesn't mean they can't change, but That's what I think.
If someone can put in enough effort to leave a negative comment, they can put in enough effort to begin to change their
That's-
attitude.
You can put in enough effort to stop being
point.
such a dour bastard.
They
as well.
fucking roll me, man. Mum obviously didn't love them. Daddy issues, get bullied, it's whatever. But it might not even be as deep as that. They might just be a fucking cunt.
Cunts. That's.
Straight up,
I think a
man.
lot of the time that's what it is.
Straight up,
I'll
man.
actually tell you a story. So, no, this is
I don't know why I find that so funny.
this is
Gather around me.
You've
Gather
been
around the
practicing these
van.
transitions into from point to point.
Man, you've leveled up since you went down south.
That's all right. I'll jump into it. So I was in the barber chair, right? 2 weeks ago.
Can tell that was the last time you got a fucking
my hair
haircut.
goes quick. Right, G was chopping my way, man. We're just having a bit of chat, and there's an apprentice in. He's taking notes and stuff. Obviously, curly hair, a wee bit harder to cut than straight hair.
That hairline as well needs to manage too.
Oh mate, you've got all sorts going on. Do you know what I mean? Massive forehead, massive forehead. So anyway, he's chopped my way, and the apprentice is asking questions, right? And he's just asking away like, so how come you're no, you're just like you're shaving up? Do you need to be careful that you catch the loose curls and like cut them too short? And he's like, no. He's like, I'm coming up with a blade and I'm gonna. He's right, okay. And he sits back down 5-10 minutes. Me and G just chatting. And he comes up again. He's like, and how have you no sprayed the hair to get it wet? Like why are you cutting it dry? It's just because sometimes we curl the hair, like if it's wet and it looks like it's long, but you cut it and it just goes in nice and short again. And the hair's shorter than you wanted it. So I'm just leaving it dry so I can try and keep the length. He's like, oh, it makes sense. He's like, I'm just really scared of curly hair. And I went, bah! I couldn't help myself. and he didn't see it, but G seen it. So G hit the deck, howling, man. And I don't know the guy's name. I've never seen him before.
Never spoke to
I've
him.
never spoke to him before. I never said a word to him, man. And when they found out I'd done that, obviously that was him, man.
Danny, man.
Manchester thoughts just getting the better of me. But it's safe to say everybody was in an uproar, man.
You always do.
In an
fucking-
absolute uproar.
Why do you always find yourself in these
No
pure-
idea.
No, right. Do you know what you'd be perfect in?
Aye, tell me.
A Meet the Fockers film.
Jigsaw.
Hi. Just know like every 2 seconds Ben Stiller's done something and it's like you're like cringing and you're like,
Do you know,
"Oh."
at least 4 times a year, I'll get a voice note off Danny, and it'll be a story like that. And he's, oh, why did I do that? Why? Oh, I just can't help myself.
Like, are you the type of guy that like when you're at a restaurant, someone serves you your food and they go enjoy your meal and then you go, you too?
But I've told. see. Do you know how many people I've said happy birthday to when it wasn't their birthday just because they said it to me? happy birthday to you too. They're like, whatever, fuck those.
That's so good, man.
I keep nearly accidentally saying I love you to everybody. See if I'm.
I've done that before.
See if
I've done that
I'll
to
be
a client.
finishing a voice note to a client, and I want to say love you.
Yeah, how many times did you call a teacher mum in school? But
Oh, that's the
Mum.
worst. Oh, that's the worst.
get ripped for it.
That's the worst. I've done that before. I said to a client once, I was like, right, love
You
you,
need to play
bye.
it off cool, don't
And
you?
I was like that, and as soon as he said it, I'm like, man, I don't know why I said it. Because I always say it I actually get annoyed if Katie doesn't say it to me. Let's see on the phone, I'll always say it. Don't know why. So I always say, right, love you, bye. And then see if she doesn't say it back. I'm like, holding a grudge the rest of the day.
You're like, say the words, you bitch.
I'm like, say it. I'm like, what, do you know, or something like that? But I've said that before. But the teacher and mum one's a fucking classic,
We've
man.
all done it.
That is
You want the ground to swallow you up.
No, the kids, everybody's
Yeah,
laughing and all that.
yeah.
You're just like,
Oh,
no. What has happened?
You think that's it? Like that's it. Everything's over after that.
Oh, he got a teacher. Oh, that's so good. Right, so what were we actually going to talk about today? There's a couple of things on there. We glossed over those first 2 points quite quickly.
I know, Danny went in.
What'd you think
no
of
business.
No foreplay or nothing,
I know,
man.
we're in
We're
dry.
No lube or nothing. What do you think would be worse? Calling a teacher mum or calling a teacher daddy? Would you?
I love you, Daddy.
What do you think would be worse?
If it's daddy,
If it's daddy,
Daddy.
that's horrific.
Especially if it's a guy.
Daddy.
Imagine that, man.
Daddy.
Hey, daddy.
How old are you? Like if you're calling somebody and you're calling them daddy.
Mm-hmm. And then how much shit can a teacher get in? Well, I'm not your daddy. Do you know what I mean? Anyway,
dealing with criticism.
Dealing with criticism.
This is something that you wanted to.
Yes, I get someone asked me this the other day. It was one of my clients who is a personal trainer, and they're kind of just getting started out, and they were a bit hesitant to start throwing shit up there, talking about what they're doing, selling their services, selling themselves essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Not like the whores in the street, but the PTs in the gym. You know what I mean?
wee
Like,
gigolo.
aye, like it's putting themselves out there more and posting shit on social media, and they were a bit nervous about the criticism that they get back as well. And this person also left like a kind of decent job to then pursue this, because they were like, I want to like do this thing. So it's like, and I was like, I can resonate with that, because I was like in that position. Like I went through exactly through that. And he was just he was just seeing criticism from parents, from partners, from pals, and then he's a bit now fear of being like, oh, if I start posting stuff on social media, what's it going to look like, kind of thing. So I wanted to kind of flesh that out. So I've got some thoughts on it, but I'd rather get your guys' kind of ideas first, because we've all kind of been through it,
Absolutely.
and still possibly go through it. So what's your guys' thoughts?
Fuck what everyone thinks.
Is that 4 words?
4 words, right? Fuck what everyone. Yeah, 4 words.
I think
Danny's counting the syllables, not the fucking words.
I've got loads to chat about this,
Yeah.
right? But the kind of underpinning thing that really helped me, I suppose, is see when I realised that it does not matter what other people think, right? Because chances are, especially if you've got a service, if you've got something that you're selling, see the people that are talking shit about you, they're not going to buy from you anyway.
That was something I remember you telling me a long time ago, actually.
So your detractors and the people that would talk negatively about the stuff that you're creating, they'll never buy from you.
What do you call them? Tractors?
Detractors, right? So detracting from whatever.
Detractor.
And,
Detractors.
Detract.
and
A big fucking John Deere over there. Sorry.
no, it's fine. And they're never going to buy from you anyway.
Yeah.
Right. But that message will come across to somebody and it will resonate with someone, and that's the person that you need to wow, and that's the person that you need to get into your circle and stuff.
It's almost like don't pay attention to what other people's business, basically, because what's the word what I'm trying to think here. So they've got opinions on you, right? But almost just like don't pay any attention to their opinions of you. You can pay like attention to opinions of other things I've got, but almost don't pay attention to the opinions of you. Do you know what I mean?
I
Like,
get what you're saying.
do you get what I'm saying?
So you can listen to people about certain things, topics, or whatever, but when it comes down to yourself, like the only person that doesn't matter.
Because at the end of the day, all they're really doing is giving you opinions on your actions, not necessarily you.
Yeah.
So don't take it too deeply. Do you know what I mean? When people say stuff, I would say, and we've all been in the same position.
Oh,
like,
massively.
We
We were talking about this the other day, actually.
Aye.
Right, well, loosely. So, see when like you first started online coaching and stuff, do you remember like getting used to Canva and getting used
Oh
to
my
creating
God.
stuff, right? It was shit. You were shit at it. I was shit at it when I started. You were shit at it when
professional. I was a professional right from the get go.
you were not professional right from the get-go. But no matter what it is that you're trying, you're going to be guff at it anyway, right?
It's
So
unreasonable to think that you would be anything else.
exactly.
It's got to be where you're meant to be at that time.
Yeah.
But I think I got all sorts of dogs abuse, man. See, for like posting pictures of myself on Instagram, pictures with my tap off, pictures of me training, my mates would rip me. My mates would absolutely rip me for it and just like give me proper abuse, and I'd be like, well, I'm just going to keep doing it now. Like I didn't really get too caught up in it. Don't get me wrong, I'd think it, and I've probably at times not anymore. Like I wouldn't post something because maybe I would be thinking of one of my mates, and I'd be like, oh, they'll fucking say something if I post this.
Yeah.
And you're like, mad. They're sitting there, not even giving you a second thought. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. We'll take in what people say is the criticism. See, after that conversation, most of the time they carry on, man. Your ma, your sister, your pal, they'll carry on. They're not thinking about you anymore. So Think about that.
I think when you're first starting out, I think criticism affects you a lot heavier when you're not actually being yourself.
Yeah. That's
So like,
actually really
I
good.
think Steve and me all first started, and I think every PT does this, right? Where they first start and then they're posting shit, and cunts are putting on different voices, and people are putting on.
They've got an Instagram voice.
done that.
They got, you know, what I
Yeah.
mean? Remember that? It was like a pure big thing.
Your,
I told-
your coaching voice.
I used to tone down the Glasgow.
Like people would talk just differently, and it was like, so I do think that there's an element of that, like that you need to kind of change the way that you approach stuff, because I was like, because I remember I had this conversation ages ago with one of my mates, and there was like, oh, these PTs with different voices, and I was like, look, listen, I was like, see if I jumped on one of your Zoom calls, I bet you'd sound like a fucking fanny as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, see if I seen you in your line of work, giving it yes, please, no, thank you, make the teas
Can I
and
go to
coffees
the
for your
toilet, please?
gaffers. Like you're probably going to look like a fucking tit also. But it's just because ours is plastered in social media.
That's it.
But I think that, well, I don't think, I feel like this is very, very true, and you guys would probably relate as well, that I think you'll get criticism at every level you're at.
Yes,
Every level you're at.
100%.
But you don't get criticism. I actually seen a thing on Instagram, and it was a guy, and he was like that. You won't get criticism from a YouTuber that's got 1 million subscribers for posting your first YouTube video. They're not going to criticize you because they once has to post their first YouTube video. You're not going to get criticism from a guy that's in really good shape if you're just starting a fitness journey, because they too know what it's like to start. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to get criticism
Fair enough.
from the people who are like
Yep.
the person that you
100%.
want to be. You're not going to be criticised of the person that you want to be. You'll only get criticised of the person that you don't want to be.
And see if you are getting criticised, great, because it means you're actually doing something.
Mate, well,
See
this,
if you fucking weren't getting criticised, you'd be, doing it, and then.
if people are sitting there talking about you, it's fucking good. If
No, I'm saying.
if people are going out their way to talk about you, either to you or behind your back, it's a good thing, because it shows that you're actually doing something of value, and you're doing something that actually gives people to talk about. It means you're a somebody.
Absolutely.
It means that you're someone, right? If you're someone that people are talking about, it means that you're. And for the most part, they're talking about you because they're doing things that they're either one, too scared to do, or two, not willing to do, because of the fear of the criticism that they would probably get.
Oh, exactly.
And the thing is, we'll probably get just as much criticism as we do now as we did when we first started. And I think it just continues. The higher up you go, you still get the same level of criticism, but at the end of the day, like, what did Evan say at the start? What was his magic 4 words?
Fuck what everyone thinks. That's it.
Unless they're trying to help you on the way up.
Aye.
Unless that person is someone who you want to be, don't accept
They're
their
giving you
I was gonna
constructive
say that.
criticism.
Don't accept their
Aye.
criticism. Don't accept their thought. If that's not the type of person, if you were to look at them and go, do I want that person's life? Yes or no?
Aye.
It's fucking irrelevant then.
Like, you should only really take advice from people that are ahead of you. Realistically, obviously, people behind you can offer some value and stuff, but if you want to make hundreds of money, you would listen to the millionaire, wouldn't you? Like, and that I think you need to remember that.
Aye, I've actually heard Andy Frisella talk about this before. That the guy who owns First Form, and he's got that MFCEO podcast, whatever. And he was talking about, and David Goggins spoke about this before, is that you never get put down by people who are ahead of you in life. It just never happens. People who are like that one step ahead there, it's always the people who are like fucking losers that will try and that will post the comments and say the things. And I think that at the start, in fact, what held me back from becoming a PT for many years was exactly that. So I never actually had too much of the phase of like the kind of posting stuff and the feeling a bit uneasy bit, because it was basically zero to then being like all the chips were in. I just pushed them all in, quit my job, did it, and I was like, I'm doing this now. I'm in, whereas like a lot of people find themselves half in, half out. So a lot of people find themselves not fully committing to the thing that they actually want to do. They're just like,
It was like, I remember when I first started posting coaching stuff on Instagram, I started a new Instagram account rather than just posting my regular one, right? And a lot of coaches do that. They set up 2 accounts. They keep their personal one, they keep their fitnessy one, and it's almost like you're even doing that. I don't think you're going all in, because you're keeping elements of your life on another page. So you're just kind of like gone fitness a wee bit, but then your other life is like stuck.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
To be
in that
fair,
other
a
page.
lot of PTs and stuff probably want to hide themselves doing balloons in Ibiza.
But
Like, do you know, from
but then you're not authentic. You're not
I know.
authentically being
Oh, totally,
yourself,
100%.
innit? You're hiding parts of yourself.
Yeah, 100%. I remember from the get go, I just changed my Instagram to.
Jordan Gainley.
Aye.
See, the thing is as well, in terms of posts doing well and whatever, it's all the personal posts that do
Oh, they do the best.
better. I'll spend an hour putting together this really informative post, and then I'll post a picture of my dog and I'll get like 6 times the amount of likes and engagement on it. And I'm like,
What was that? I was just fucking showing you.
the engagement,
Aye.
800 likes.
like nearly 900 people liked it, and it's.
So
I mean,
the-
none of it matters. Like the likes
So
and the
the-
whatever. Aye, none of it actually matters. But the whole
You
What?
want to tell the people something?
tell the people what.
We've not even spoke about it.
Aye, I have.
No.
We mentioned it. I asked
Did we?
I asked her something, and she said, "Yeah," and that was it.
Oh,
Yeah.
right, okay. So do you want to like hash that out a wee bit?
Is there going to be a Mrs. Gainline?
Aye,
Is there?
yeah.
Who?
Okay, I asked the question. Pop the queue on holiday.
Congrats,
Uh-huh.
guys.
And no one had a clue it was happening.
Nah, nobody.
Kept it secret.
Yeah. Well, there was only one person knew, and that was it. Only one person knew. But I
That was high.
technically 2 people then, because I showed
Did you say
Hattie. I
hi,
showed
Uncle?
Hattie the ring. There's a video I've got. Katie was out at the time, and then I got the ring at the box, and then showed Hattie. She's like, "Wow!" And then I gave her it. She had it in her hand. She just went like this. If you're watching on video,
I knew that was going to happen.
You're
I'm like, "Oh, geezer!"
Can you imagine you standing with looking at Hattie's nappies? Like, come on.
The way she's shitting that hang up, man. Fucking hell. But mate, so we went to Palma. In September last year, September last year, we went to Mallorca and we stayed in a place called Port de Soyer. And then we kind of drove about and went to taxis about to this kind of different place. We found a wee town called Dea, which has like a beautiful restaurant and all that. It was kind of like a 45-minute hike down to this place, down at the sea. Place has won awards. It's
Cute.
heavy, hard to get a table. The place is amazing. So we went there and I was like, this place is class. I was like, if I'm going to do at that time when we went there, I was like, if I'm going to do it, I'm doing it here. I mean, this place is sick. She loves it. I love it. It's class. So then at Christmas time, I kind of somewhat went, right, I'm going to get the wheels in motion. So then Hattie got Katie the present of going to Mallorca. And we were going to stay in Palma. And I was like, we'll rent a car and we'll go drive about to some of the places we went to again. Actually, funny story. So the apartments that we were staying at had names. And the names of the apartments were towns in Mallorca.
I thought you were going to say Evan and Danny.
And one of them was called Dare. So I asked for the room Dare to like tie everything in.
That's cute.
That's good.
Cute. So when
smart.
she
That's
got
cute.
there, so when we got there, and she was like, "Oh my god, our room's called Dare," and I was like, "No way!" I was like, "What's the coincidences?" Like this is obviously before I asked the question, because we planned to go there the next day.
Uh-huh.
So this was already in our plans because we want to go back to that restaurant. So we go there and blah blah blah. And then so when I get there in the summer, it was the tail end of summer. So when we went last time, it wasn't that busy. So I was like, "Oh, we're still just like on the beach," and it's not really a beach; it's hundreds of rocks. And then when we went back this time in Easter, mate, it was like a fucking football match, man. Man, there was people
Day
everywhere,
away.
and I'm just like looking at it, going, "No."
I was going to say, did the nerves kick in
There's
a wee bit?
people everywhere, and I'm like, "Oh no, we're not going to get a table now as well. It's so busy." I'm
Oh, did you not book it?
not with Canny.
Oh, right, okay.
Canny. So I'm like, fuck, what's happening here? So then Kate goes to the toilet. So then I go up to the restaurant, man, as a mad queue, and I just like skip the whole queue, right? And I just walk up to the woman who's doing everything. I went, "I need to ask you something." It's like, "I need a table for 2:30. It was like 1:30 at this point. And she was like, she just looked at me like that in Spanish.
She looked at you in Spanish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then I was like, I had the ring in my bum bag, right? So I fucking pulled it out and I went, "Girlfriend's favourite place. I'm going to ask her to marry me here, blah, blah, blah. Can you get me a table?" And she just kind of looked at me like, "Who
are
is
you?"
this weirdo, man? What is he doing?" She just looked at me again in Spanish like that. And she went, Have to? And I went, perfect. And I went, can I get one by the water? She just like looked, and then I just went, fuck, we'll see what happens. I'll rock back here at half two and see if I've got a table or not. So then when we went back down, I was like, I'm still not asking her like where all this stuff is. So I went, let's go a wee walk. So we walked up like a mad hill, basically. So, and then you got a view at everything. And there was nobody there, and I asked her there.
That's class.
And then we got the table.
Yes.
And that was it.
Oh man.
I actually can't
deal.
believe we've not spoke about that.
To be fair, we came back and we had Jason on.
Yeah.
And then we've not done a podcast since, so
Brilliant.
exactly. And Danny on the show, so I had to have Danny.
Oh, that's amazing.
Mate, that was it, man. So
Got a no rep wedding.
no that wedding. She's probably going to be in Mallorca too.
Okay.
So gear up.
Yep. Kilts question mark?
Well, Katie's sorting your bridesmaids dresses as we speak.
Yes. Here we go.
She needs
You,
you.
I've got the legs for it.
Yeah, you do. You shave them enough. But
I was actually at the physio, and he was kind of looking at my bald patches, and he's like, "You should just shave the rest of them." It looks ridiculous, doesn't it?
nah, it would look worse if they were fully shaved because you're a hairy man.
Yeah, I don't want to go bald eagle.
So obviously it makes sense if you've got a bald ankle and a bald knee. It's like, oh, it's probably taped in that area.
Yeah, he's a rugby guy.
Makes sense.
He's a rugby guy.
Fully
He
shaved
does,
legs.
He does sports.
Do you have a
Yeah.
hairy chest?
I do. Yes.
Do you?
Yeah. We're digressing.
See his arsehole.
Aye.
Sorry, Mum.
It looks like his face.
if I do this,
Kind of red and spotty.
I know. No. Oh no. This is toilet humour. Is there anything else that we want to chat about? Are we good with that?
How long have we been in this?
It
Nah,
was-
we can keep going. We can maybe hash out
On you go. Hit us with another one then.
a few more wee minutes. Well, one of the things, World's Strongest Man happened. This is Danny's notes. The World's Strongest Man, sugar is addictive, and that cunt is keeping himself young. Those are the things that we could have potentially hashed over. So we
What's the thing with the because I've saw something about that. It's like explain. See the guy that's keeping himself young.
Right. Brian Johnson is. Give me a second.
Evan.
Talk to yourselves.
So
Do you know I've saw something loosely?
what would you call?
This is a terrible joke.
What would you call a transgender person on fire?
Oh God, I don't know.
LGBTQ.
Oh no, I don't know. We might cut that. I'm not 100% sure. But see the whole thing about.
What did the cowboy say at his second rodeo?
I don't know.
This isn't my first rodeo.
Oh Christ! And can I say Christ in the podcast? I don't know.
Inshallah.
So-
God willing.
I can't get much.
Is that us, man?
Basically, right.
okay, my bad.
We're in Burbank.
There's a guy, Brian Johnson, right? He's 45 and he spends $2 million a year, but it's got to be more than that 'cause the guy's got like 30 doctors and stuff. He's basically trying to make himself eat like all his biomarkers 18 again, right? So he's going to extremes. He does nothing else but puts his time into that. So like to every gram of food he eats, to the type of food that's in there. He has the same routine every day. He drinks just like green sludgy juice. He has the same exercise routine he follows every single day. He does his morning ritual has 100 things in it. 100 things.
What type of
Red
life is
light,
that?
fucking, and that's all he does, right? That's all he does. He doesn't eat cake. He doesn't have anything in his body apart from the stuff that him and his 30 scientists have picked out, and that's his life.
I can't believe
That's
that.
it.
Eat ass. That's mad.
Nothing, mate. His missus is miserable. She's known his morning rituals. Not any man his exercise routines. Nothing, man.
Sorry, hen. But see, fucking $2 million a year.
Oh, it has to be
What
more
was
than
it?
that.
Was it-
30 doctors, the
Well,
guy's
hold
got.
on. I mean, he must.
he's
Where'd he
gaff.
get his dough from?
He's a tech billionaire.
Is he?
Like,
Right, okay.
He was in
He's
tech.
obviously
His
flush.
gaff's huge. It's rigged out with cryo chambers and you name it. It's some gaff. The
Comes out
guy's,
like Captain America every morning.
I mean, the guy's in phenomenal. He's in phenomenal shape. Do you know what I mean? Like, he is
Yeah.
in phenomenal shape. But you would be if you're. He's not really eating a lot. His calories are like he's always in a deficit and stuff like that. He intermittent fast, eats for maybe like 4 hours a day, stops eating at like 11 or 12, and then doesn't eat again the next
Do you know
day
what
and stuff like that. Like,
I get it. Like, I'm scared about getting old.
aye.
Are you?
Yeah, like I was like, I've got this weird fear about it. Like, I don't want to be old. I was sitting in the car going to rugby last night, like sitting in Merrion, and I was thinking, I'm 31, but I don't feel 31. Like, I feel like I
38.
feel like I'm still 18, and I
25,
remember like having a conversation with my dad. Right, and he was getting up off the couch. He's like, oh, my back. Oh, he's a postman, and he's like, but I still feel like an 18-year-old guy, a 21-year-old guy. Like, so you never actually really age in here, do you?
No. So anything you can do to keep your body young?
So I get it. See, if I had $1 billion,
Aye. Well, the
probably
guy's
some
putting
Botox or
he's
something.
putting the research out there, so that he's putting all the findings they
posts
get, and he
everything out there,
puts all
yeah,
out there, so that he is trying to genuinely help people by him doing it. He's putting himself through it all to see if he can come up with
I don't really
conclusions
see
for
that there's
stuff
an
and that.
issue with that
No.
guy's doing, because
So it's very
for one,
interesting.
he's trying to optimize his health, which anyone try to do so in any regard is positive.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Two, is it entirely necessary to get the results that he's wanting? Probably not. Probably find that like a quarter of the things he's doing are probably
They scrap
Worth
it and
it.
it doesn't work. This is why he's
Yeah.
got 30 doctors are like on it, like something's not. So they'll put something in, and he has like a string of tests that he gets done.
yeah.
They retest after 3 weeks, say. If nothing's changed, they scrap it.
But
So
it's a really
only-
good case study, because then it could be like that. Well, they found that, say for example, the combination of intense exercise, good sleep, and hitting the sauna 4 times a week for 10 minutes a session has shown to increase such and such by 30%. Then take that,
Aye.
take a 30%. See the
Yep.
rest of it. That's all of like drinking sludge and fasting and all. Like, there you go.
Would
Take
you
what
just want to, like, obviously everyone wants to live longer, but would you just want to live to like, you're like 120? Like, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like,
I was thinking about this, man. This might sound weird and a bit morbid, but like, see now, I'm okay with. I used to have a pure mad fear when I was younger of like dying. What happens if I die, man? But I was like, not to say, I don't really know how to get this across. But I was like, see, not if I was to die tomorrow. I really want that, right? But if I was to die when I was like 75, right? Which isn't incredibly
so that would be
old.
episode 1000.
Like, if I was dying, I was like 75. I know between now and then, I'll live a good life.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing things that, one, I want to do. 2, that makes me happy. 3, it helps my family. 4, it's just fuck. I'm
You're giving back a lot.
I'm just not miserable. Like,
I would
there
hate
was a
to-
time when I
aye.
was younger and I was miserable. Whereas, like, see now, like, I would honestly be comfortable. Even I'd probably change my tone at 50. But see, if I got to 40, 50 and fucking something, God forbid, I get ill, cancer, something like that, died. But do you know what? No point anybody crying about it, because I know at that point I would have lived the life that I wanted to live. So I'm no longer fear of like living till I wanted to live till I was 100 and that. What are you doing between the ages of 80 and 100 anyway? Waste of time, that.
bingo and
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, fuck.
I think it sounds alright. People wipe your ass for you. You're fucking no.
wiping but not eating.
Fuck.
Wiping but not eating.
Depends how kinky the nurses are. Innit?
Depends how much money you got, man.
I
Pay
know,
for
man.
rent,
You
can't
can-
you?
you can pay for rent.
Pay for rent. But for me, the whole concept of death used to proper scare. I remember when I was a wee
It
guy, I
gives
used
me
to
the
sit up
fear.
at night and I used to like whatever. But it's like, see now, man, see if you're living a life that you truly want, so you're not going to be that fear of it ending. The only I think the people that are the most fear, or have the most fear of dying, are the people that aren't truly living their life.
I think that's it.
Are you saying I'm not living my life?
Maybe.
Wow.
Or maybe there's some part of your life that you're not living to the fullest, if that's the case. If you
Something
really
you
have a
want to
fear
be
of dying.
better.
Do you know what? I think it's because I've got very lofty ambitions. And I'm not there yet.
But that's good.
I know
So
that's good.
The
That's
build
good.
up is always the
I,
best.
I think a lot of people. I wanted that. Oh, we went from fucking eating ass to dead. To dead. This is like this
has been a mad.
it's mad. Mad
It was
episode.
mad.
But I
You put a
just,
fucking trigger warning at the
I know.
start. It's like,
I know.
Should.
I just don't want to die with regrets.
But this
Do-
is the
do-
thing.
do-
So
do-
if you're
so I'm not
chasing your
going-
lofty goals,
Aye.
you're not going to
You're
live
not
with
doing
those
it.
regrets because you chased them.
Think about how many people we know for like school and all that, and like their folks, they've just done fuck
all.
all.
You would you
With
know
their whole life, they've just done.
you'll never regret You'll never regret not doing something. What am I trying to say? You, you would
Done
regret
heroin once, Dan.
There's words and they're not happening. Does that make sense? You would never regret not doing something. Am I saying that right? So like you would rather like if you try something it didn't work out right, cool.
Yeah,
You're
you
not
gave
going
it
to
a
be like
crack.
pissed off, annoyed because of regrets. But I can guarantee you, if you didn't do shit, you'd be pissed off and annoyed. What would have happened if I done that? What would have happened?
I could have played a cup
could have
final.
done that.
I could have
Right?
went to such and such. I could have
We've not
travelled
even-
the world.
We've not
Imagine
even
living. Imagine being in your
spoken cup
deathbed
final.
doing that.
Oh.
Your deathbed doing that. Oh, I could have done this. I wish I'd done that. Fuck that.
Evan's playing a cup final.
Yes.
Evan and
Yes.
maybe Jordan are playing a cup final at
Jordan's
Murrayfield.
not playing in a cup final.
Fucking
East Kilbride,
glory hunter.
6th of May, Murrayfield Stadium, 10 o'clock in the morning. Watch Evan Middleton lead his team to glory and all that other shit and win the National Shield against Stewartry. It's going to
Let's
happen.
go.
Do you know, it's so fucking class. One, that we're there, but see, like, all the things that we've had to do, like,
To get there.
to get there, but then also because we're now there, so we need to think about like what music we want when we score a try. Like we need to go down. They're putting up bunting in East Kilbride Village. There's flags going up in
Do you have
the.
music to come out to as well?
Aye, like I don't know, it'll be like AC/DC Thunderstruck or something. I don't know, like.
Wiz Khalifa, black and yellow.
But yeah, no, that's
That's
going
great
to be one of the try songs.
yeah.
But I think like the first half of the song, 'cause I think he starts saying naughty things that you can't say.
The
And
N-word.
the N word that you're not allowed to say on the I'm definitely not allowed to say in the podcast.
I'll make it the title.
But aye, it's good. That's going to be fucking class, and
That'll be
I'm
good.
so excited. See, the
I
thing
look
is,
forward to it.
yeah, you guys are coming and all that. It's got a great day out for the town. But it's for me, that's a box. That's like
That's-
talk about regrets.
there
That,
you
that
go,
is a
man.
bucket list thing. Play at the National Stadium, win the National Shield, and then get on the booze. Oi oi.
See next year, if he's get to the semis,
Fuck off.
I'll jump back in. I missed the boat this time. I don't want to be too much of a glory hunter. If he's get to the semis, then I'll jump. I'll
Sound.
come on. Right? That's
What about you
that's a,
take-
that's a hand. We'll handshake that.
Semi quarters.
Fine.
Okay, handshake. Wrap that up.
Wrap it up.
Go on then, Danny.
Thanks for listening and, or watching.
That was a whirlwind. Wasn't it?
That was a
There
good
was
ep.
so much
That
going
was a
on.
good ep, man. I
My
like
head's
that.
buzzing after that. No, thanks again. So, do me a wee favour, but you're going to like, you're going to comment, you're going to share your more, then share with two of your pals.
Hold on,
if you've
hold
not
on.
got two pals,
Not even share it with two pals. Like let's be real here. In
share
fact,
it on the gram.
I want to quickly interject on this
Okay.
on this closeout because I received a lot of messages from our last podcast without Danny being about how good it was and how everybody loved it and like people really enjoying the episodes, and we get that every episode. But you don't need to tell me or tell us how good the episode was. We already know.
We were
Right.
there.
I was there. Aye, exactly.
laughed. I
Tell
chuckled.
everyone you know. If you got value from it, if you enjoyed it, fucking share it, man.
Boom.
Not to just your more two pals.
But defo,
Share it to
defo.
everybody's more.
Tell every cunt,
Your
right?
pal get them all.
She can
Share
get
it with
it
him.
too.
Aye.
Yeah,
She can
Ah,
get
anyway,
it all.
sorry, I didn't mean to interject, but I
no,
just
I
thought.
think that's great.
Aye.
We'll wrap up there.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Ciao.
Bye.